From our studios, somewhere downtown, welcome to Majesty Sussex Report. Palace Unfiltered.
Hello everyone and welcome to Palace Unfiltered, the only royal show that tells you the truth without Buckingham bias. We're not in anyone's pockets and certainly not waving the palace's flag just for clout. And our two panelists, as always, well, when I mean as always, I mean this is the second show, okay? We hope it's going to be as always. In New York City, I've got Emily Watson. Emily, you look absolutely ravishing gorgeous. And the equally ravishing gorgeous Geoffrey Holland in London. Welcome, welcome, and welcome. So, all right, let's get down to it. This week has been quite busy. So, Prince Harry loses his legal battle over security, gives a measured and honest interview. And what does the UK media do instead? Well, they call him broken, they call him paranoid, and they even call him violent. Yes, you heard me right. Calling him violent. They said Harry, who asked for protection for his wife and children, is calling for violence. I mean, I couldn't even believe it. Couldn't believe it. But
not to do that. And someone used a phrase to me to coin a kind of popular phrase with the kids. He chose violence. You know, he chose not to say something conciliatory. He chose to take another pop at his family. And so
Geoffrey, I want to start with you since you're on that side of the ocean. The judge didn't rule against Harry, really, right? Ravek, from my understanding, is outside of any kind of rule. That is why also that security expert, Richard, said that, of course, the expectation would be that the judge would rule against Harry because it's not within a legal framework, right? That Ravek sort of works outside of the law. And yet all of the media in the UK is sort of spinning this as his big loss and that he's on hedge now and just like going paranoid and crazy and all of that kind of stuff. So what's your thought here, my friend?
Mate, when will people in this country calling themselves journalists tell the truth? The truth is, they're terrified of what Harry's revealing, and they are going to paint him as crazy, paranoid. He's a spoiled little boy. Harry is a grown man, and he knows exactly what he is doing. Harry didn't lose because his case lacked merit. He lost because the law can't touch Ravek's shady decisions. He even said, if I knew Ravek functions outside of the law, then he would have never brought the case. Look, he lost because it's run by unelected, unaccountable forces, including 2 people from the royal household. One of them, we know for sure, reports directly to King Charles, like you can't make this stuff up. And get this, Harry had no say in who represents him on that board. He was being represented by the same palace that's trying to shut him up. It's mad. Absolutely mad.
It is absolutely mad, Jeff. Absolutely mad. And, you know, it's quite convenient how they forget to mention these things on that other show. Instead, what we get is pearl clutching from Becky, from Ricardo, and from the other one, right? Miss Griffith, who, 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 by the way, said that Harry was dangerous, disturbed, and desperate. Really. They called him provocative and paranoid. They didn't mention that this man has the highest threat level, greater than Queen Elizabeth, the late Queen Elizabeth, when she was alive. And actual people are in jail for threats against Meghan, his kids, him. I mean, come on.
Exactly. The danger isn't imagined, it's documented. Harry said, I now know that people from my father's office sit on the committee that denied my family protection. That's not a conspiracy. That's a conflict of interest and a fact. I didn't hear Becky talking about that. I guess she was too busy up there.
Don't. Em, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Antonio. Becky calling this a hissy fit? Spare me. This is the same woman who's so close to Camilla, she probably sticks her fingers.
Emily Watson.
Her job is to
Emily.
protect the image of the monarchy, not report the truth. I called you after watching that ridiculous interview with Laia Victoria Arbiter. Allegedly. And I got so upset. I couldn't stop thinking about Princess Diana and what they are doing to her son, her King Harry.
I know. And that conversation that we had. I mean, you got pretty upset. I mean, I'm the one who usually gets very emotional on this stuff, and you were really taken aback, and we had a pretty awesome conversation. So, it's just a lot of hypocrisy, right? Every time, for example, Harry speaks, they will cry about, oh, the Queen is sick, oh, Prince Philip is in the hospital, and now it's, oh well, King Charles has cancer. How dare you speak? But when Meghan had her miscarriage, when she said she felt like unalive in herself, they didn't pause. They didn't whisper. Maybe they attacked even harder. The silence wasn't dignified, it was deadly.
Antonio, I know this week you've called those people sick, and as far as I'm concerned, you are bang on. They are sick because they know better. And now they're hinting that Harry's a danger to others, that he's unwell, that he's causing harm by speaking the truth. When a man's begging for protection and they paint him as a threat, that's psychological warfare. He's not even asking the government to pay for this. He'll pay for it. It's utterly disgraceful what the firm, the government, and the tabloid garbage set are doing to Prince Harry. And the worst, mate, to discover that your family, your dad, is fully aware, not only of the danger to you and your wife, but also the children, that must hurt. It's unforgivable. I called my dad to let him know I love him and appreciate everything he's done for me, because I got myself in a lot of messy situations and my old man was always there for me. The king is not a father. He's not my king, so I don't really know what he is. Camilla tampon holder? It's unforgivable how they misinformed people and are so one-sided.
They're
Well,
sick,
they are just
playing with the lives of the prince and his family. Because what they basically do, it telegraphed to the people what to think. They say the photo Meghan posted on her Insta of Harry and the kids is a middle finger to the king and the royal family, and within minutes, the crazies all over social media start posting how horrible Meghan is.
I think you're absolutely right, Em. Like, absolutely. You know, Megan posted that sweet photo. I mean, I just thought it was such a beautiful photograph. And to be quite honest, even if it was a message or a signal, so what? So what? Right? I mean, what they're basically saying is that it was a coded attack, a coded attack, a threat, a manipulative message. She took a picture of her husband and their two kids. If anything, perhaps she's trying to remind them that this is a father, a husband, and has two little ones. That maybe they should remind themselves of their own humanity, because in all of this, that seems to be lost everywhere. And listen, Becky, because this irritated me so much. Becky then goes on to give a soliloquy of how, if Harry had if Harry had done the interview and said these words instead. So who the uh, I'm starting to feel what starting to feel what you're feeling. Uh, who who gives you any freaking right. I mean, I know you may think you have a right because you're so cozy with the horse lady.
One thing I was thinking, in kind of addition to what Charlotte was saying, is that Harry could have chosen to go on television on Friday if he really felt he wanted something to say, and he could have said, look, I'm really disappointed by the judgment that's been handed down, but I respect the sovereignty of the British court system, as he does when he has wins, and he has had wins in the British courts, but he doesn't seem very happy with sovereignty when it goes against him. I hope my family can understand that this comes from a very genuine place, and this is something I'd like to work with them moving forwards. He chose not to do that, and someone used a phrase to me to coin a kind of popular phrase with the kids. He chose violence. He chose not to say something conciliatory. He chose to take another pop at his family, and so any hope, and there definitely was hope within Buckingham Palace that once his court case had finished, there might be a way to say, let's try and find a way to repair relationships and move forwards. This has destroyed that.
Anyway, so these are the portraits that were revealed whenever. Listen, if Prince Harry had said exactly verbatim what Becky said, she would have ended her soliloquy exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. She would have said something like, "Oh well, now he's looking for an apology and wanted to his relationship with his father and his family, but it's a little bit too late, Harry. It's a little bit too late, Harry. Like the family was looking to have a reconciliation, but after all you've done, that is absolutely out of the question now." That's exactly what she would have said, right? Exactly. I mean, this is the head of the freaking Church of England. He's the head of the church, and he can't find a way to bring his family together. Oh, pathetic.
She is so full of horse. If he had said exactly those words, she would be singing another tune. I love how demure and unassuming she speaks, while everything she is saying is plain vile and evil. And now they're floating that Harry missed out on Clarence House. Really? This man was living in a cottage so small, Oprah Winfrey thought it was a joke. Frogmore was gifted to him, then turned into a smear campaign about paint colors, and Meghan wanted all these high-end furniture and heated floors and a yoga studio, and taxpayers would be paying for Meghan California lifestyle. They conveniently keep forgetting all the reasons why the Sussexes left. You people bullied and were abusing his wife, turned him into a caricature, called their child, well, you all know what. People were arrested and sent to jail because they were planning to terminate that family. They never talk about any of that eat dust. Let's stop pretending. They never wanted Harry and Meghan to thrive inside the firm. That's why they're thriving outside. Harry spoke frankly about the court case and explained, so the morons at the very back might wake up. Clarence House was going to be Harry's girl bye.
Well, I would recommend you take some deep, deep, deep breath, because what Jeff is going to show us right now is quite incredible, and it's how they build the hate. It's what they do, and that they're so good at. If there's anything that Becky and Ricardo and all of them that they're pretty good at, they're good at telling stories. They're good at storytelling, fantasy storytelling, because it's not the truth, but they're good at it, and they make you believe it. And this, Jeff, go ahead.
A royal home inside Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's new family home at Frogmore House, which boasts 10 bedrooms and 35 acres. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex are upping sticks from their Kensington Palace pad in time for the arrival of their baby in the spring soon-to-be. Parents Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are escaping to the country, well, Windsor, ahead of the birth of their first child. The couple are leaving their pad in Kensington Palace to move to Frogmore Cottage, which has been gifted to them by the Queen. Cottage is a pretty modest way to describe the stunning property in the grounds of Windsor Castle. The 10-bedroom home sits on 35 acres of lush land and is due to have a multi-million-pound refit, paid for by the taxpayer, to transform it back into a luxurious family home, complete with a new nursery, gym, and yoga studio. Currently, it's been chopped up into 5 units where Palace staff have been living. Kensington Palace released a statement saying, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex will move to Frogmore Cottage on the Windsor estate early next year as they prepare for the arrival of their first child." Grade 2, listed Frogmore House, formerly known as Double Garden Cottage, has been a popular royal hideaway for more than 300 years. It's still used by the Queen and other members of the royal family as a retreat for private and official royal engagements. The name was inspired by the large number of frogs that thrive in the low-lying, marshy Berkshire countryside that surrounds it. In years gone by, members of the public could walk right up to the home, surrounded by a small fence with a sign reading "Private." It is expected the refit of the property will include an extensive security upgrade before its new tenants arrive. The statement from Kensington Palace claimed Windsor is a very special place for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, after they tied the knot there in May this tear. They held their wedding reception, hosted by the Prince of Wales, at Frogmore House, which was also where the couple's engagement photos were taken. In 2008, Frogmore House hosted the wedding reception of Princess Anne's son Peter Phillips and his Canadian wife Autumn. And it goes on. They conveniently show the images of Frogmore House with one photo of Frogmore Cottage. The results: hundreds of haters on their YouTube channels and Twitter were showing photos of Frogmore House bashing Meghan.
Antonio, this garbage makes me so mad. I mean, I am trying my very best to remain as calm as possible because I don't want some idiot calling me the angry black woman. So I remain very, very calm. I mean, do you folks in the UK? I mean, Jeff, do you guys not have like a regulatory body that looks at this? Oh, I remember now. I remember you. Do you have IPSO? Why are they not doing their job? It's so blatantly obvious what they are doing. Making the reader believe Harry and Meghan are moving into this beautiful estate when the reality is completely the opposite. They were moving into the servant quarters. So I can see how someone who, not knowing anything, would assume and think, well, why the heck do we need to be paying taxpayer money to renovate its already beautiful, gorgeous estate? And of course, all the blame, all the stuff goes to Meghan, because she is a difficult one, right? It is impossible. Impossible. These people get away with it, literally. I'm not going to even say it, but how? How are they called journalists? How are they called journalists? So I'm so done with these people. So done.
Emily, I completely understand your frustrations. To be frank, IPSO is little more than window dressing. They require a significant volume of complaints, emails, letters, and so on before they'll even consider launching an investigation. In reality, nothing substantial will change, nor will the culture shift meaningfully until we address the media itself. What's truly needed are serious consequences. Substantial fines, £1 million, £2 million or more for misleading reporting and the kind of nonsense we see so often. Only then might we see real accountability. Sadly, I don't believe anything will change here in the UK until we confront the unchecked power of the media. They wield enormous influence, shaping public opinion and steering the national conversation as they see fit. It's no wonder politicians go out of their way to seek the approval of media moguls like Murdoch, or to curry favour with figures like Lord Rothermere. The media's grip on power is profound, and until that's challenged, meaningful reform will remain out of reach.
Thank you, Em. Thank you, Jeff. Look, I think honestly, as Jeff was just saying, nothing is going to get done, I think, unless there is a public revolt. And honestly, a demanding these changes, because Starmer is not going to do anything, right? The Prime Minister is not going to do anything. He's already basically said no to Levinson too. So there's going to be no investigation that continues. And I think most people know what really happened. But all these politicians that have skeletons in in their basements and in their closets and everywhere else are just, number one, scared, and number two, some people enjoy being a politician for a little bit too long, you know? But I might upset you folks again, because let's watch this and then we'll get, after it's completed, this is from Australia, we will get your
Cowboy car
reaction.
concert. Nothing does more for me than this story. Sharing kisses and cuddles and cowboy hats on Meghan's Insta fun.
It's your favourite couple, Carlos. You should be
Yes.
rejoicing. But while the couple was dancing the night away in LA, the Duke was causing a stir back home in the UK, caught in a doorbell drama.
Here we go. This is better.
I love it. To unpack it all, we are joined now by the Daily Mirror royal editor, Russell Myers, and his Sussex
Rusty.
in the UK. Rusty, good morning. I mean, look, let's get to Carl's favourite couple first. The romance, it's still alive with Meghan and Harry. We love to see it, don't we?
Oh, I mean, it's far too early in the morning to be that grumpy, Carl. Come on, a bit of PDA, a bit of love between these two lovebirds. They're enjoying their honeymoon period, is what Meghan said just a few days ago. And, you know, they were going to a Beyonce concert. Apparently you can get tickets quite easily to them, so I'm not sure whether they were in the VIP or not. But they were at the Los Angeles SoFi Stadium. We saw a collection of images on Instagram. Meghan, you saw trumpeting their relationship as she does quite regularly these days. However, I can't deny them this. Of course, you know, they've had a pretty rough plan of it recently, haven't they? So, you know, good on them for going out and having a date night.
I mean, this is the problem with Meghan, is that you always think there's some sort of angle behind it all. I mean, are they getting divorced, do you think?
Maybe they're releasing new hats or something.
Well, I did see that hat. So everything comes with an inscription or a dedication to my husband or my wife. It is quite nauseating at times.
Okay, let's get on to the other story then. I'm over
let's
that one.
do, yes.
Yeah, the viral
Let's do.
doorbell moment. This is funny.
It is funny.
What happened?
Well, talk about, you know, controversy. I mean, Harry's doing it himself, you know, with providing the headlines for us, because he has made quite a big deal of his security arrangements. He's had a case in the High Court, of course, which came to its conclusion just a couple of weeks ago. He lost that at the Court of Appeal. We saw that big interview that he did. But, you know, far from his life being at stake and needing this round-the-clock security, he was going around a road in West London, ringing on different doorbells, looking for a couple of friends of his, John and Georgina Vaughan, not knowing where they lived after visiting a pub just up the road. And, you know, becoming the talk of the town's WhatsApp. People are saying that they'd seen him out and about ringing the doorbell.
So good.
Could he be a delivery man in disguise? I mean, it's gone from the sublime to the ridiculous for poor Prince Harry, hasn't it? So, you know, I'm not sure he'll make a spy anytime soon.
Wasn't catching up with Chelsea, was it?
Oh, Carl.
Oh, God, good
Come
Lord.
on now. We just saw those loved up pictures of him and his
I
wife.
know, that's why you saw the pictures. Hey,
I'm
lovely
sure
to
he's
talk
very
to you.
happy, Carl.
Yes, no, indeed.
Super sleuth over here.
Good on you, mate.
So this is not from Sky Australia as we might expect. This is Australia's Channel 9 Today Show. And what they aired to me is appalling. It drips with condescension, racialized undertones, and intentional erasure of context. That right there is a prime example of how deeply unserious some professional journalists have become. Channel 9 in Australia, on a mainstream morning show, mainstream, where the host of that show, mock Prince Harry's security, implied he was cheating on his wife, and made light of serious issues while smiling and giggling. And what makes this all the more unacceptable is that they're news anchors, right? They're not comedians. They're journalists. This is not TikTok. It's not TikTok trolling. It's this isn't. It's not a topic of buffoonery. Emily,
What do I think? I think Carlos, yes, I'm naming names, should be ashamed of himself. Implying that Harry was sneaking around to visit his ex, Chelsea, is gross. It's juvenile gossip masked as journalism. And let's be real. The reason you suggest Harry would cheat is because you can't imagine a man choosing a biracial black woman and staying loyal. That's what this is. You're not critiquing behavior. You're projecting. Men like you mock Meghan because deep down, you know you'd be too small to stand beside a woman like her, too insecure, too irrelevant. So instead, you mock her, and by extension, any man who chooses her. This wasn't reporting, it was a performance, and a pitiful one at that.
Let's talk about what they didn't say. They joked about Harry ringing doorbells like it was a comedy sketch. But the actual story is that Harry was trying to visit friends without a secure royal residence to stay in because he no longer has proper protection. Why doesn't he have security? Because the very institution that claims to care for his safety stripped it away. This would not have happened if Harry had what his birthright entitled him to, basic protection. And let's be clear, the only reason this doorbell footage became public at all is because someone wanted money, and they didn't care about trying to humiliate him. It's not journalism. It's a joke to them. All of these reporters, media companies have turned this into joke. The safety and projection of a man's family has become a joke.
what we're missing here is the international reach of the British tabloid playbook. Channel 9 isn't just riffing on random headlines. They're amplifying a strategy, one where Meghan is mocked for loving her husband, Harry is mocked for being vulnerable, and both are treated like punchlines. This isn't news, it's bullying. Bullying in a blazer or suit, but it's bullying. And if you don't think race is a part of it, you haven't been paying much attention. I'm not going to dignify this segment that Channel 9 did. And I'm not going to dignify it by calling it journalism, because it wasn't. I'll call it what it is: a televised tantrum by people uncomfortable with a woman who chose joy over being subservient, and a man who followed her into freedom. I'm not laughing at that. All right. And last week there was the celebration of VE Day, and of course we salute and honor those that have fought for freedoms and have gone into battle. Those are real heroes. Those that wear the uniform with dignity, with purpose. Those that have been on the front line. Many of the men and women that were in those wars are now in their 80s, 90s, and so on, and you know they're going home, and we must celebrate them. We must show them our appreciation at all times. But having said that, again, we have the royal set, the ones that never really saw the front line of battle and are quick to put on a costume, a uniform with medals that none of them earned. I mean, I think the only one who's seen the front line of battle is Prince Harry. I believe Prince Andrew was did some stuff in the Navy with the Falkland War, perhaps. But the performative royals were out and about with their costume military uniforms. And of course, that other show, that other program that has a familiar name to ours, they were gushing like little school children, gushing. Oh, they're so close to the balcony. Oh, the royals are about to come out. Oh, this is the first time I've been so close. And of course, we had Becky talking about how great everything was and her closeness to the royals and whatever else that she said, that right now it's just dusk and air in my brain, so it's just gone. All right, I'm going to stop that there, and
Yeah, let's cleanse the timeline, guys.
Deep breaths.
And actually, I think it's worth.
I could not agree with you more, Becky, so I will take your advice, my darling, and we shall move on. Kind of fun. I mean, real fun. And I just can't wait to hear what the two of you, Jeff and what the two of you have to say about date night. Date night. Do 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 do. Shish shish bum bum.
So, like the other 1 million women, I tried to get that dress, but sold out. I even call a Carolina Herrera outlet, and the manager laughed at me. But a friend of a friend loaned me this. Megan looked breathtaking. That midnight blue dress, the off-the-shoulder neckline. I mean, come on. And it wasn't just the fashion, it was the glow. You can't fake that kind of joy. What's ridiculous is that while UK outlets are pushing another divorce narrative, this woman is literally out here being loved out loud. And let's not forget, they weren't just going to any concert. They were personally invited by Beyonce. That's not gossip. That's greatness.
Well. Miss Emily. Let me see. I think we are receiving some hate calls. Well, I think at this time and moment, and also for Geoffrey's sake, let's take a deep breath. And just appreciate the moment. Thank you, Emily. Look at you. Look at you. And I know you look good. You know you look good. All right, let's get back to some seriousness here. But look, these images of Meghan and Harry at the Beyonce concert are not just beautiful. They are truthful. And the UK media would have you believe this couple is on the brink of collapse, that they are miserable, distant, falling apart. And yet, mon chéri, here they are, holding each other, smiling like teenagers in love. Harry kissing Meghan on the cheek while Beyonce is singing. Yeah, I'm telling you. And of course, that Carolina Herrera dress sold out in Venkat hours. Like in 24 hours, it was gone. Bye-bye. No more. Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. And Emily knows all about that. But girl, you look good.
Oh, mother, help me. Emily. I forgot what we're talking about. I couldn't agree more, Emily. What stood out to me wasn't just the style or even the kiss. It was the way Harry looked at her. That's love. That's admiration. That's a man who chose his wife again and again. And frankly, It's the opposite of the cold, performative masculinity we see from the likes of William, or from men like Carlos in Australia, who mock women to feel important. Real manhood isn't control or cruelty. It's standing next to your partner, not behind her, not above her, but beside her. Proudly. And Harry? He's doing just that. He's not embarrassed by his wife's success. He's inspired by it. And that, my friend, is what makes them so dangerous to the narrative the tabloids are selling.
Well said, Jeff. Well said. They told us that this couple was broken. They told us they were fading. But what we're seeing is a couple that is thriving, dancing, kissing, living. Look, I know that one cannot know 100% certain what goes on in the privacy of people's homes, but sometimes you get a sense of it. You get that feeling. Megan's not going anywhere. Megan is there for her husband, and neither is Harry. He's there for his wife. So many of you can be as annoyed as you want every time they speak and they say, my wife, my husband, my wife, my husband. Let me tell you, every time they say that, a little, I think a little baby is born somewhere really happy or, or something like that. It's said with such feeling, sincerity, honesty. So maybe the real question isn't, are they okay? Maybe the real question is, why does their happiness upset so many people? Why seeing them happy is a joke, or they have to come up with things like, oh, maybe he's looking for Chelsea. Why? Why there's so many women and now so many men? I watched briefly this podcast. It just came up in my feed. And all men, middle age, sort of that toxic masculinity thing. And oh gosh, I cannot start to explain to you folks how they spoke about Megan, how they spoke about Jamie Lima. It was just, if you want to find out where hate and what the, quote unquote this type of straight men think about women, because whether they're married or not, which I do not know, I would say if I was married to one of them, as a wife, as a woman, I would say I would slap the living Jesus out of them. Because I would say, that's what you think about women? Oh no, no, no. I only mean her. No, 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 no. If you have the words and you're going on air on your podcast and you are making fun of these two women, and if you are a woman that supports that, I I I I feel sorry for you. I honestly feel sorry for you. Really sorry for you. All right, Sophie, enough of that. More great news to celebrate. There is a prince. There is a prince in Montecito, right? That just turned 6. Ah, gosh. Everyone is saying, where does the time fly? Where does it go? Oh, listen. I just want to say this before I throw it to you folks. The best, and I listen to it ever so often, especially if I am feeling a little bit down.
I gotta do it in foot, Mama, because I believe you. Oh my God. I gotta do this. You got a dirty foot. Papa is a bird watcher, so this is a really big moment.
Yeah, that makes me so happy every time I hear his voice. And Megan's and Prince Harry going, "They're scared of you." That's not good. And Archie, Prince Archie's like, "Listen, buddy, I I went out with Mama, and look, my feet are dirty. Let's do something about my feet, okay?" Megan posted a beautiful photo with Prince Archie looking out at the ocean at the sunrise. No filter, no fanfare, just a boy. And I'm going to get emotional. Just a boy, a balcony, and a world full of promise. She captioned it simply by saying, "Our son, SON, SUN." So we here at Palace Unfiltered want to say a few words to the little prince who reminds us what joy looks like when it is free.
Happy belated birthday, sweet Archie. I hope you know how loved you are, not just by your parents, but by people all around the world who have never met you, yet see your light. Keep being curious. Keep asking questions. Keep shining like the little sun your mother so beautifully named you. We're protecting your joy like it's sacred. Because it is, for each and every one of your aunties and uncles. You are loved, little king.
Prince Archie, on your 6th birthday, may you feel the strength of your ancestors, the grace of your mother's love, and the quiet courage of your father's heart. You are not just a child of royalty, you are a child of resilience, laughter, and wonder. The world tried to dim the light around your family. But you are the sunrise. Happy birthday, young king.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Emily. Archie, may you grow up knowing this. Your very existence has moved mountains. You're proof that love can walk away from centuries of power and still strive. That joy can be revolutionary. That being born free is the greatest crown of all. So from all of us here at Palace Unfiltered, happy belated birthday, our little prince, little king. You are loved. You are light. You are sunrise. Okay. So with that, we will close this episode. We leave you with this image of a child at sunrise, the son of two people who dared to believe in love over legacy. The headlines will go and come, but what remains, what endures, is joy, held in the arms of truth. Until next time, remember, dignity is our defense, love is our language, and we never stop telling the story that matters. Until we speak again, thank you for being here. Bye-bye.
Think of you, or love unto your and he fired or Lord to your name.
He was born beneath no palace stone, but love built him a truer home. A crown not made of stolen gold, but of stories brave and love untold. He walks with grace, with head held high, the grandson of a king. But deeper still, his spirit sings of lands where lions learn to cry.
He is the son of light and flame, of mama's hope and papa's name, the first to rise from royal soil, with African blood, with sacred toil. From chains to crowns the line runs deep. In him the ancestors do not sleep, and in his life the world begins. A prince who proves that love still wins.
Through whispers cold and pages turned, they hoped his fire would never burn. They tried to hide, rewrite, deny, but he came and broke the sky. For once enslaved, now spirits soar. Through every storm his parents bore. They stood for love and stood alone, to give their son a life their own. He is the song of what survived, of every child who still arrives, with dreams intact, with roots that cling to queens who prayed to warrior kings. His sister's laugh, his mother's grace, his father's fight for sacred space. Their love, their shield, their holy hymn, and all of heaven fights for him. He is the son of light and flame, of mama's hope and papa's name, the first to rise from royal soil, with African blood, with sacred toil. From chains to crowns the line runs deep. In him the ancestors do not sleep, and in his heart the world begins. A prince who proves that love still wins. Our son. The lion walks beside you now, and all of history bows. He was born beneath no palace dome, but love built him a truer home. A crown not made of stolen gold, but of stories brave and love untold. He walks with grace, with head held high, the grandson of a king, but deeper still, his spirit sings of lands where lions learn to cry. He is the son of light and flame, of mama's hope and papa's name, the first to rise from royal soil, with African blood, with sacred toil. From chains to crowns, the line runs deep. In him the ancestors do not sleep, and in his life the world begins. A prince who proves that love still wins.
Through whispers cold and pages turn, they hoped his fire would never burn. They tried to hide, rewrite, deny, but he came and broke the sky. For once enslaved, now spirits soar. Through every storm his parents bore. They stood for love and stood alone to give their son a life their own.
He is the song of what survived, of every child who still arrives, with dreams intact, with roots that cling to queens who pray to warrior kings. His sisters laugh, his mother's grace, his father's fight for sacred space. Their love, their shield, their holy hymn, and all of heaven fights for him.
He is the son of light
and flame, of mama's hope and papa's name, the first to rise from royal soil, with African blood, with sacred toil. From chains to crowns, the line runs deep. In him the ancestors do not sleep, and in his heart the world begins. A prince who proves that love still